What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here. We are currently live, and in today's video, you're going to watch me call and attempt to close as many motivated sellers as possible today in today's live cold calling session. I'm really excited today. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about closing motivated sellers, and most importantly, you get to watch me actually go behind here on the computer and close motivated sellers live. I'm currently in Mexico, so this is as virtual wholesaling as you can get. I have the Mexican internet's decent enough here, so I am going to attempt to show you that anybody around the country, so I am international today, and I'm going to be cold calling, and you're going to watch me do this, and pretty much to show all of my virtual wholesaling people that if Zach can do this pretty much in a hotel room in Mexico, I think you can do the same thing in America, where there's obviously better internet. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to be cold calling live everything I can. So please excuse me, I am international. I think I'm getting 1 megabyte a second upload speed here. So I am going to try to make this stream as quality as possible. But most importantly, I got the audio so you can hear the phone conversations. So without further ado, let's get into the cold calling and show exactly everything you need to do. Before we break it down, do me one big favor and smash that like button. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment below your questions, and we're going to break it all down. But before we get into it, you got to get jacked up. You got to get excited to start virtually wholesaling. And I don't care wherever the world I'm at, I still need to come out here and stream with you guys and get the intro going. So without further ado, let's get going. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
All right, let's get it, guys. So just checking the audio here, making sure you guys can hear me. So let's check it really quick. See, the audio is good. So, all right, we're working well here. So perfect. So without further ado, let's get it going. The only issue I do have here is I do not have the same spinner wheel. So what I do want people to do is I want everyone to comment below right now what market I should cold call in. We're going to put them on the spinner wheel, and then we're going to get going on that. So let me load up the picker wheel here. And we're going to just start inputting names on here and see where we're going to go. So I'm going to think of some places I haven't cold called before, and we're going to put it on here together. Hopefully this computer can survive this. I don't think I've put it through this much, this type of laptop. Usually I got a gaming PC on here. So let's see here. We have the picker wheel. So we got some nice ones here. I'm going to put them in here. So we're going to put California on here. California. Oops. California. Oh, whatever. I spelled that wrong, but who really cares? All right. California. I will put Florida on here. I'm done Florida. Let's see what other states we got here. I've done Texas. So Alabama. I have not done Alabama. Alabama. All right. Let's see where else we can do here. Wyoming. All right, we'll put Wyoming on here. Wyoming. Oops. All right. Wyoming. And then let's see. I've done New York. I've done Massachusetts. We can do New Jersey. Jersey. All right. I haven't done Jersey before. Maine. And then we're going to put Ohio. I haven't done Ohio yet. And then Mississippi. We'll put Mississippi. Put MS. I don't want to get in the whole spelling right now. All right. Let's see. So I've done California. I'll do Maryland. I've done New Hampshire, Maryland, and then I'll just hit Missouri. And then I'll take one more, and then we got to get into the calling. So last one I see here is Rhode Island. So we're going to do Rhode Island, and then I saw Washington. So we'll put Washington and then do Rhode Island. So let's get spinning. Oh. All right, we are going to be doing, looks like Alabama. So pretty excited here. So let's do some Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. All right, let's get into Alabama right now. So I'm going to go here is do Zillow, and we're going to go on the Zillow for us right now. Usually, guys, just FYI, I do have a big TV behind the camera, so I can like look straight at you guys. I'm going to have to look down a little bit on this, so just bear with me in mind. We are doing a crazy little live stream here, but I do not want to stop the live cold calling. So what I'm going to do is go to Zillow, and I'm just going to put Alabama. And we're going to go do Alabama on Zillow. So we're going to pop this up, and we're going to load it up. So it is currently loading. Trying to get the best of the internet here. So let's see. All right, so we have Alabama. So we're going to do the for sale by owners here. So the video might get choppy while I'm doing this, but the audio should be fine. So I think that's all that really kind of matters when watching this stuff. So all I got to do here is when I go to Alabama, I'm just going to go to the other listings tab right about here. And then what I'm going to do here is on other listings. And then I'm going to go to the for sale section here. I'm going to click for sale. And then I'm going to do for sale, but there's by agent, by owner, all this stuff. I'm just going to go by owner. And that's all I really care about here. Now, Alabama's got some interesting things with their pricing. So let me look up, let's go to Alabama median home price. And so I'm just going to like a crazy website right here. So we do want to be below the median home price when I do my cold calling. So this is a live cold call. I'm not a guru. I don't do the fake stuff, right? We're doing what is real. So we're going to go here is, I'm just going to like a regular home, like homes.com says the median listing price is 186. Honestly, between you and me, if the price is below 250,000, I think it's fine for most places. But I want to stick it below 200,000 in Alabama. And yes, I am a little upset over Alabama. They always beat the Gators since 2008, really. The Crimson Tide's always whooped the Gators. It drives me crazy, but we will prevail. And I will not let my sports team factions rise over my anger. But I can't blame the people out of Alabama. They got that stupid Nick Saban. And yes, Nick Saban did lead the Dolphins, and that does upset me. But I'm not going to get into that today because I know you're just going to have me doing a screaming match the entire live stream. So we're doing this for sale by owners here. So the one thing I've always screamed to everybody when I cold call the Zillow for sale by owners right now, the most important thing is they have to be over 100 days old. That is going to be the most important part here. If this is 50 days old, your success actually isn't going to be too, like you're not going to do that well. And that's going to cause a lot of strife, a lot of issues. So the most important part here is we want the Zillow listed price over 100 days here. If it is under 100 days, it's like you can get these deals, but the chance per deal of having the best chance, like when I go on this live, I want to get a verbal price commitment from maybe like one or two sellers. And that's like, I want to get like one or two deals every time I cold call here. And okay, I've done a lot of really good deals on these live streams. And I would say 80% of them have been from deals that the listing price is over 100 days. So just think about that for a second. And if I'm doing that over a long-term period, which I'm showing you here, you can do it here. So I'm getting asked here, where am I going out? I am in, currently, I am in So I'm technically Mexico, but I'm marlin fishing. So I've been marlin fishing for, I think, 3 days now. So we're going to keep going and keep doing that. The rest of the week, I should be in Mexico. So it's pretty fun. Did well. I think we caught 14 yellowfin tuna today. I I get the official number, and as much marlin as you could ever think of. So pretty fun. I don't think I told everyone I caught fishing people enjoy it. I caught a spearfish yesterday, which is very rare, very, very rare, but pretty fun. But yeah, I'm loving it here. So internet's good enough, so I'm fine by it. The point here is because I'm loading up to get over 100 days, I can wholesale anywhere in the world, and I can probably make the same amount of money because I'm only working like 2 or 3 hours a day running my operations. And the coolest part about this is why I'm getting over 100 days on this Alabama just talking. I can honestly virtually wholesale anywhere with the internet connection. And the point is you guys should come to the point where you can do that too. Now I'm young, so I can kind of just like run off, do whatever I want to a point. But like you guys got to understand, if you want to set your business up like that, you have to have employees set. But like the first goal is always make that 100K. So we're loading everything up here. Before I start calling, I do want to check the audio one last time, make sure I don't have to use any adjustment before I actually get in the nitty-gritty cold calling here, because I want to get completely focused on the cold calling. So check it out here. I don't have to use any adjustment before I actually get in the nitty-gritty cold calling here, because we are muy bueno. Muy bueno. So let's get back into here and break it all down. So Alabama, we got acreage here. I'm not really into the acreage, so let me change the home type. So I just want to do residential. So I'm going to deselect all. I'm going to do houses, townhouses, multifamily, condos, and then do apartments. I just want to get rid of lots and land. So we're going to get rid of that. Okay, I got to redo it. No worries, guys. So the point is, if I can do this from anywhere, you can do the same thing. And I love live cold calling, just first of all, because I feel like I want to be a leader to you guys. I don't think you can be a leader and tell someone to do something if you haven't done it before to a point, or if you don't have the muscle for it. And I feel like cold calling is a muscle to a point. You're not good at cold calling if you haven't cold called in years. And all these gurus haven't cold called in years. They're too scared to do it. Some try their best at it. It's kind of sad. Makes me want to cry sometimes, but it's kind of pathetic, some of these gurus. But all right, we're going to go here, and we're going to start looking here, and we're going to get under 200K. So we got some really old ones. So I'm going to start calling this, but the truth between you and me here is these aren't going to be like too good. I mean, not too good, but like the amount of people actually answering these are probably going to be pretty low. But we're gonna make some calls here and sort of see what we can do here. So let's get calling. And I'm gonna try to put the mic like right here. So it might look weird, but the mic's here for some reason. So we're gonna try that. So we're gonna do 256 557, and then make sure you guys can hear the phone conversation I'm having here. So.
Hello?
Hello, hi. Is this the owner of 600 Country Road 531, 301?
I own a unit at that place.
Okay, yeah, so that's who I'm trying to reach here. This is Zach, by the way. I'm calling on this Zillow for sale by owner ad here. I was just seeing if you're still looking to sell the place.
I do have it for sale by owner. Are you interested?
Yes, I am. The reason why I'm calling you is this thing has been listed for a little bit, so I just wanted to see if there's any updates with the pictures or anything changed. I just want to sort of know what's going on with the listing here.
I probably do need to take some more pictures outside because they have, okay, since I've listed this, because I've had it for sale by owner for a while, the outside, okay, there's several improvements they're trying to make over the next 5 years, and some of them have to be up to code for like disability people. Yeah. And that's just going to take a while because we got 37 units and nobody's going to spend a fortune on anything. So we're just paying for it as we go. But all of the rails are going to be replaced. And they've already done it on the second floor. And they've pulled up the carpet on the second floor. They haven't on the third floor where I'm at. That'll come later. So from the outside when you look at it, you know, it's a different kind of railing on the second floor. So like what it looks like right now is not going to be like my pictures. So I would need to get some at this point, but then that's still not going to be the end result on how it's going to look.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's going to get painted, and eventually the third floor is going to be done, and that's just, it's just not been painted yet. So there's some of the things going on. And they also took down the gazebos. So that does look a little different. Inside my unit, there is another difference. I hadn't got pictures of that, but over the air conditioning unit, the heating and cooling unit, I have lifted up that bar to make it higher, and I have gotten a larger TV in the room. So I have not finished the wall. I'm not a carpenter. I don't know how to do all that stuff. So I was probably going to knock a little off on the price for whoever buys it if they want to repaint and all that, because of where it was actually nailed into the wall down below.
Got it.
I guess I could hire somebody to do it, but it was just something I was going to get an allowance on when it gets purchased.
Okay.
So,
What's your name?
Marcia.
Marcia. This is
Marcia
Zach, by the
Bearden.
way. Nice to meet you, Marcia.
Okay,
So the reason I'm calling here is this might be something I want to buy. I have this on a record line for me and my partner. Is that okay? This is my business cell.
Let me tell you this: if you're wanting to buy it, if you're wanting to buy this because you want to rent it, that's why I'm selling, because they don't let us rent anymore. So that's why I have it for sale.
Wait, do they don't allow it to be rented out?
Exactly.
No.
Okay, so remember I told you about the little changes made over the next 5 years?
Yeah.
These little changes are things that we were not up to code for people with disabilities. And because of that reason, I don't know, you have to call it. Because of that reason, the fire marshal told us we had to make these immediate changes, or he would shut the place down unless we all voted to go residential only. Well, there were only about 5 or 6 of us that even rented, and the other people didn't care. So they voted to go residential only. So until a lot of these things take place, we probably won't vote to go back to renting again. I'm hoping that sometime we can do long-term rentals, but if it wasn't for that, I would not have it for sale.
Okay, so was this currently like a rental for you? Or it used to be?
I was keeping it rented. Yeah, it was a moneymaker for me.
Wow, how much were you getting in rent?
And that's why I bought it. I pretty much had people coming in and out constantly. I mean, like if I had somebody checking out, somebody was going in that same day.
Oh, is this an Airbnb?
People love that place. I had it on Airbnb and TripAdvisor. I had it on Vrbo. People came from California and flew in a plane out to stay at my unit. I had people from, in the north area coming down for it. So people came a long way off to stay at my unit.
Yeah, I mean.
And I was a super high 5-star rental. I mean, everybody loved my place. But, I was going to see the truth. I mean, that's why I'm selling. I wish I don't want to get rid of it if I could still rent it. But, if I was rich and I could easily afford paying that monthly HOA just for myself to use, I would do that. But financially, I really can't, because, my husband's the only breadwinner here at this house, and it's just, come a hardship on us, so I really need to get rid of it.
Okay. That's why I'm calling. I have a lot of Airbnbs around the country. I have a lot of rentals. I also do some flipping. Like, I do a lot. The reason why I'm just doing an initial call, I just want to see what's going on with it.
Well, there's several for sale. Why don't you just start buying them individually, and then we can just go ahead and have a vote across the table and start renting again. And if you own a bunch, you get a vote for every one you own.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we can get this thing back like it used to be.
Yeah, so that's why I'm calling. This seems like a great Airbnb. Do they allow long-term rentals?
I'm hoping at some point they will. I don't know. I need to ask that. If they would allow long-term rentals, that would have really helped me out over this last year. Because I started trying to sell it a year ago when they told us we couldn't do this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for some good bass fishing, so I know the Airbnb opportunity. There's thousands of people like me that would love to go there and do it. So I was like, wow, this might be a good Airbnb, somewhere I could stay, check out there, and then maybe rent it out. But if I can't Airbnb it, just trying. I would probably. Is there like a president I can talk to and sort of see if there's something on the horizon? Like, do you talk to the president of this HOA and sort of see if there's something in the future they could do? Or
this HOA president is the reason of all the problems. So he actually is supposed to go off this month. No, last month he was supposed to go off, but he ended up postponing our yearly meeting, which keeps him as president longer than he's supposed to because he's already been president too long. But he's the one you don't want to talk to. He will just tell you, no, we'll never run again. If we can get him off, we might can change a lot of things.
We have modern day Napoleon over here. Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons everybody's pretty much they're trying to sell.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, Marcia, here. I could buy this thing cash. I think there's still an opportunity for me on this. I have some pretty good lawyers that can help me out here with this. Let me just be honest with you. If I bought this thing cash, I just bought this thing cash, I'd probably have to put a good amount of money just renovating it, making it look nice. I got some stuff I know. What works for you and your husband if I just buy this thing cash?
Well, I mean, you can make an offer. If it's reasonable, I would accept it. But if it's not reasonable, I will pay. There's still a lot to do with mine. My floors are good. My ceilings are, my unit is a whole lot nicer than the others there. I mean, there's 3 others for sale, and they don't compare to mine. They just don't.
Okay.
Their ceilings are the kind that, the cheap kind of ceilings. Mine is solid, solid painted. My trim, the thing around the bed. I mean, I've got some nice things. Like my kitchenette's very nice. Now, I don't have a full stove and dishwasher, but I chose that because when I was renting it, it had me getting it ready for the next person quicker. It was less for me to keep, less to tear up. Nobody wants to.
This is when Zach's getting mean. I got to get mean here. Sleep with us for 2 stinking years. Look at the listing on this.
Because that's what we do. When we go over there, we like to eat out somewhere, and we don't like to cook. So I don't have all the full-size stuff. And some of the other units that have that, some of it looks kind of tacky. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, just don't look at it. But there are others there if you wanted to buy one. I mean, I don't know what kind of money you got, but it'd be great if you could. I'd love to see it change because, once I sell, I would love to go back over there. It's just right on the water. You have, I've got cousins that go and stay at Little Mountain Arena at the Gunnersville Lake, and the Gunnersville Lake is nice, but when you stay there, you really don't have a lake view. But here at the pool, you are right on the lake at this pool. It's just beautiful. And the view from the land is beautiful. So
the view looks beautiful, but it's it's 398 square feet. So maybe some places aren't as nice in the unit, but there's places where 450 square feet. The truth is
Well, now mine's closer to 400 square feet.
Yeah, what?
Does mine have 298 square feet?
It says 398.
400 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close to 400. Well, when me and my son measured it, we got 400. But since we didn't know what we was doing, I thought in case I didn't calculate this right, I'll put it at 398 because when I bought it, I thought they had said it was bad, and I was going by memory.
Yeah.
If I could get my deed out, it'd probably say on there.
Got it. Okay. I'm just going to be honest. What's a fair offer to you? You said you don't want a bad offer. What's a fair offer to you that works?
Well, if I don't have a real estate agent, then I'm going to have to pay a fee to for sale by owner and an allowance for the painting or whatever. I might be okay with or 88,000 cash offer.
Okay. So if you're okay with that, my question to you is let's see here. In March of last year, when you listed it for 80,000, did you get any takers for that?
I actually wouldn't want to sell it at that time because I had just put it on there for sale by owner.
Well, that was a year after you listed it originally.
When you put it for sale by...
Correct? Because it was listed in June.
I don't remember ever having it listed when I was renting it.
Okay, well...
But here's the thing. Anything and everything I got is for sale. I mean, like, I wouldn't sell my car and list it, but if somebody offers it to me. But now, as long as I was renting it, I don't think I would have had it listed. That's weird.
So I have a June 28th, June 28th, 2020 listed for 75,000, and then listed with Madison Realty Revolved as September 1st, 2020, and then it had a $750 price change September 4th, 2020, and then January 9th, it got removed, put back on 5 days later.
This is my unit?
600 County Road, 531301.
Okay, when I started to list mine the first time with Zillow wouldn't allow me to list it and said someone else already had it listed, and I had a fight to figure out who has taken control of my property, and I had to go fight to say, this don't belong to them, this is mine. So I'm wondering if this is something that happened before I did it.
Someone might have fraudulently impersonated you.
Whenever I listed it, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because whenever I did it the first time, I had to go through Zillow and talk to some people thinking, wait a minute, this is my property. And it was like, that was odd. Because, see, as long as I was renting it, it was never thought of selling. Never.
Okay. Well, Marsha, here's my problem.
So that's weird.
And I'm just thinking of every single buyer that's potentially going to look at this, because you're sort of went from I didn't need to sort of it's becoming a burden to you. Me as a buyer looking to buy this cash.
It is now with me having to pay that every month and not being able to rent it. That is a burden right now.
Yeah.
So now I'm more serious.
And now, unfortunately, I see a listing for 75,000. This is what every buyer's going to, every realtor also. Dang, this didn't sold 2 years ago for 75,000, and this was before all the issues coming up. And then now interest rates are basically doubled from there. Why would someone in the right mind want to buy this thing for 75,000 if 2 years ago it didn't even sell for that? And now interest rates are even crazier.
Because, 2 years ago, that's what Zillow even had them estimate for, whatever. Their estimates of what it was worth was around that. Now, real estate has skyrocketed.
Get ready for this Zillow objection.
A home in Murfreesboro, and it's pretty much doubled since they purchased it. So real estate, if you haven't paid attention, like beachfront property that I was looking at, because that's another reason I wanted to sell, because I thought when I sell this, I can go in with some friends on a beach property. I have been watching the prices of them for the longest, and when you buy something on the water, you are paying an enormous price. There is, like, I was looking at Gunnersville thinking, okay, maybe I can get something there. Oh my gosh, you can't get what I've got where I'm at on this lake anywhere else for this price. I mean, it would be $200,000 for what I've got now somewhere else. And the beach property has went up to what I used to look at. It was around the $400,000 range, is $1 million now.
Okay.
Things that was a one-bedroom studio that was $198,000 is $398,000. So property is definitely going up, just like everything.
I agree.
If you're going to get
But Marsha,
if you're going to get a 15-pound box of bacon, it used to cost $65. It's going to cost you $198 now. I'm just saying.
Well, let's talk about bacon for a second.
It is worth more.
I love bacon. Okay, I eat a lot of bacon. So if bacon was selling for $5 a pound 2 years ago, but they switched the bacon to turkey bacon, and are you expecting to sell it for $5? No. 2 years ago, this was a great Airbnb cash cow. Now it's not. So this ain't the same piece of bacon, is it?
Well, the bacon that's went up and doubled in price is still real bacon that's gone up that high.
The bacon
now,
switched.
As far as my unit, there's still people out there that I'm looking to sell to, though, that knows how expensive lakefront property is, that want to buy it for themselves. This is what they keep saying, the people that voted against being this. They said it will sell easier if you have it residential. I was telling them all along, no, if somebody thinks that they can't try and rent and make money with it, they're not going to want it. I turned out to be right, and they were wrong. But at the same time, I feel like I've got to get what I put into it, because what I've spent on it since I bought it, I'm feeling like I need to get this out of it. I mean, I just put another brand new TV in there, a 50-inch television. I mean, I'm doing things all the time. I'm buying stuff all the time. So even though I know I'm selling it, I know it's stupid. My husband gets something to me for it. But I mean, just the doodads. And when I say doodads, things like the little thing, the pull for the ceiling fan, little bitty things that I have done with my decor. It's $3,000. I added everything up that I have ordered and put in that room, and that's what I come up with. So I've spent a lot. I've done the whole kitchen since I bought it. I mean, there's a lot I've done.
Yes. So
the leather love seat recliner. Like, if you don't want some of this stuff, I'll slash the price and keep a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
But
well, Marsha, what does Zillow have it?
I mean, these others that are $79,000, they're not like mine. If you want to get those, you can, but you're going to be spending a lot more on those than you would be spending on mine.
Okay. So my question here is, so Zestimate was $75,000 2 years ago. What's the Zestimate now?
It was $167,000, and I think now it's 100, maybe 145. You can click on it and see.
Okay.
I'll tell you. If I'm not on the website to look at it.
So why don't you have it listed at 148?
$148?
Yeah, if that's the Zestimate, why isn't
keep going up?
it's not selling for that?
I can certainly keep going up.
So Zillow used to buy houses at the Zestimate, and about 6 months later, they went out of business. It's not a good model. It's a model to sell to realtors. When I'm looking at this, I'm looking at either an Airbnb where I could potentially flip this. Most likely, I'd have to buy this, renovate it, maybe rent it out to a long-term person, then wait for the HOA hopefully to change. And I'd probably have to be on the board or something like that. So unfortunately, when I'm looking at this, if this didn't sell for 75, every buyer's going to look at that. I don't know what to do with this house. So Marsha, my only question for you looking at this, I'm trying to give you a fair offer that works for the both of us. If you can be straight up with me, I'll be straight up with you. What is the highest offer you've gotten in the past 2 months since you've listed this that is legitimate?
90,000.
90,000. And why didn't you take that?
I did. And
what happened?
They sent earnest money. They sent earnest money. The guy had sold his place. It was him.
Excuses!
He sold his place, and he closed on the 30th, and he was headed down here. And he had, I guess, some health problems. So he wanted to move to be a minimalist and just live at that place because it was going to be affordable inventory. And his niece was going to be bringing him. But he got sick, went in the hospital. Everything was still on. After he's in the hospital and getting out is when his mother sent the money to the lawyer. They had it in escrow. Before they could get back down here, he ended up back in the hospital. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know what was going on, but his mother called the real estate agent crying and saying he is back in the hospital, and they're saying he will never get out.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I never called him back again, so I don't know what his diagnosis was, because I've been an RN for 37 years.
Wow.
And I thought, that's strange. You know, what in the world could have happened between he was already on his way down here and ended up back in the hospital. So anyway.
Wow. Well, thank you for being RN. Are you still an RN?
Ready to buy.
Wow. Wow. Are you still an RN?
Am I still what?
Are you still an RN?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, well, I appreciate your service there. My sister's, she's getting her DNP right now, so I can see the struggle being an RN. So I do appreciate what you do. So outside of that 90,000, was there any other offer that was legitimate? I feel bad what happened to him, but like, is there any other legitimate? I want to find a way to justify having a higher price, but is there anything that can help me justify it that's a legit offer?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've had one other that was interested at the time. I had already told him, and we had did the signatures, you know, with the loop, and had made the agreement to sell. And this girl said she wanted it, and I told her I've already had the 90,000 offer, and unless something happened with that, you know. And so I don't even know how to get in touch with her to let her know it's available. And then I had another girl interested, but she had never got down here and look at it. And at the price I had, she was still highly interested, but I've not met up with her yet.
Okay. So what I could see is there's been no legitimate offer here. I mean, I'm just looking here. If I bought this thing all cash, so I'm just thinking of a realtor, would you take $50,000 for this?
No, I got more in it than 50,000.
Okay.
I think you're wasting my time at this point.
Would you take 50?
What? You're serious?
What works?
No, I'm not thinking of 50,000 for it. I paid more than that for it.
Okay, what did you pay for it?
Well, I'd have to do some figuring between what I paid for it and what I've spent on it. I would have to have what I'm asking for it.
Okay, well, you take 80.
I don't know what unit you're looking at, but mine is very nice. I'm sorry, I don't know anything you'd have to do to remodel mine. I'm moving ready.
Well,
so,
Marsha, the reason I'm
asking
asking you
about remodeling and spending money on it, it's not necessary with mine.
Okay, Marsha, the reason I'm asking
might be with one on another floor.
Is because you listed for 95, you're willing to take 80. I was thinking if there's any other lee room we can do if we can work something out.
No, I didn't say 80.
Oh?
No, I said 87,000. I would consider.
Okay. Well, if anything changes, let me know. If the price goes below 87, what I can tell you is probably, if anything changes, let me know. I really appreciate it, Marsha.
Yeah, I probably won't be. I'm not going to 50,000, so I don't know of anybody there that would do that. I'll keep paying my monthly fee and not worry about it.
All righty. Well, good luck selling your piece of bacon.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks. All right. I'm not even trying terms with her, so that was a fun one. So that's your classic delusional seller there, but that's funny. I do have to be nice and try to build some rapport to see if I can get him down on there. I did try I tried the 50,000, see if that worked. Not really going to budge there. I said 50 because I was hoping we could meet at like 60. You know, the reason I said 50, so she says no. She comes back to me, and I get at 60. But obviously, she was so off of that 87. There's not much to do. But unfortunately, and I know some people don't like this sometimes, but to get discounts, sort of like fishing, I'm going to do my fishing analogies, you got to be patient. If the seller can know that they're heard and their problems are heard, it's ready to go. So why did I spend so much time with that seller? Let me explain this. She said, this property is becoming a burden and I can't afford it because I can't rent it out. When I hear that in my head, goes ding, 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 ding. That's motivation. The issue is she has motivation, but the biggest problem is she hasn't felt the pain yet. She's just starting to feel the pain. So I'm a little early on this, but this is really good because I'll put that on my CRM and my Podio, and that's something I follow up every month. Every single month, that 95 is going to go to 90, 85, 80. It's going to sell for probably 75. A cash buyer will probably buy this thing for 70. I wanted to lock it up for 60. That's where my mindset is on this one. Unfortunately, she hasn't felt the pain. So there's not much right I can do there. So classic lying. I hear that all the time. So it drives me crazy. But what are you going to do? There's HOA issues. She's feeling, just FYI, like why I spent time on that one. Even though it might not have been 100% chance of a deal, she told me the keywords. And once I hear those keywords admitted from a seller, I got to go after it. And when I hear that there is pain associated with this property and this is becoming a burden for me and my husband, I'm going to have the full conversation. I want them to feel heard and then him with a low ball. Obviously, she's in La La Land. So the reason is there's two reasons why somebody wants to sell a property. Number one, due to pain with the property. So either the property needs a lot of work, so the property has pain, or the seller has pain. I can tell here that the seller has pain with themselves for the HOA with the financial side of this. The property has no pain, but unfortunately, she kind of has a pain already. She knows the pain's about to happen. The problem is the pain hasn't hit her yet. So unfortunately, I have to let the hurricane come by, get the pain going, and it'll hurt. Adrian, guys, FYI, if I see people trying their own little Discord chat with a guru thing, I will block you. So Adrian, don't even try. Okay, buddy? No little Discord link. We ain't doing that. The only place you can learn wholesaling, freewholesaling.com. If you want to chat with the group, Wholesaling House is for real. Just FYI. But she's resisting that. Whatever. What are you going to do? We're going to go to the next one because hopefully you guys learned how I built the rapport on that one. It was very easy to build that rapport when you're talking to the property and talking about the property. But yeah, I was trying to get at 60. So that's why I won't be on 50. She kind of works up. She was very logical. But yeah, Adrian, no, we ain't doing those games. Okay, buddy? I teach wholesaling for free. I get the game of trying to get people to join the Discord, then sell them with the course, and then I'm good, okay? We don't do that here, okay? Just trying to be nice. I don't want to block you. I want to answer your questions, but okay, I ain't going to let that happen, all right? So yeah, let's go to the next one. That was the first call. So pretty good. So vamonos. So let's see here. That's why I call condos and HOAs, by the way, guys, is because there are pain associated with those multifamilies. So yeah. All righty. All right, we got this one. No pictures, listed for a while, looking for an investor. It needs tender loving care, needs work. I'll either rent or sell. Others, please don't call me asking if you do rent to own. All right, looks like a good property here. So let's get calling. All right, let's get the number here. And let's go. Boom, boom. All right. All right, let's get the phone here. All righty. But overall, that was a good call. It's always a swing, right? So let's see here.
Please leave your message for 407-592-2719.
Hey, this is Zach. Give me a call back whenever you can. Thank you. All right, $50K for a 3-1. Looks pretty good here. I like this. All right. Great. Fire damage in the rear. Ooh, fire damage property. I like this one. I like this one. All right, 3507. Me gusta. All righty.
Hello?
Hello, hi. Is this the owner of 645 Fulton Avenue?
Yeah.
Hello, hi. This is Zach. I'm calling on my business cell. It's recorded for me and my partner. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So my name's Zach. I'm not a realtor or anything like that. I'm just calling the Zillow for sale by owner ad here. I'm just trying to speak to the owner. Are you still looking to sell the house?
Yes. Are you ready to submit an offer? What asking?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the property.
Okay. So you want to see the property?
Well, can you tell me a little bit about it before I can kind of make this decision? I got to. It's like buying a car. I got to test drive it. You know?
Did you see it on Zillow?
Yeah. There's 3 pictures. So.
It has fire damage and it needs complete renovation.
Okay. And where's the fire damage on the property?
In the rear.
Okay, in the rear. Okay, sort of zooming in on here. Okay. Did you have an insurance assessment? Is there any assessment on the property of like if it's feasible to kind of put back into shape?
No.
Okay. Any estimates are on the repairs on it?
It's about 40 grand.
About 40 grand. Okay. Alrighty. And is the kitchen intact? Like what? I know it's in the rear. I don't know the layout of the house. Like what's damaged? Is it a bedroom, living room, backyard?
All I could tell was from the picture. I never saw the fire damage. I've never been inside of the house.
Oh, okay. So is this a rental property for you?
No.
Okay. And how did you acquire this property?
I purchased it.
Okay. Did you purchase it post fire damage?
Yeah, I already had the fire damage, yes.
Ah, okay. All righty. And is there a reason why you haven't renovated it?
No.
No? Okay. So, all righty. Okay, I'm just trying to look here. I mean, this thing's been listed for 30, then 39, then 40. So how much are you looking to sell the property for if I bought this cash?
You say you haven't seen the property.
Yeah, but I mean, what's a ballpark if I bought this cash? Because I see it's listed here, but.
Yeah, this is for 49.9. I actually did you ready to make an offer for full asking price. You said you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't. But I was just seeing what price you'd be at. I can go back, look at overall, and see if I put the 40 in, if it'd be worth it or not for me.
I'm at 49.99. That's where I'm at.
Okay, no worries. Let me look at everything, and then I guess I'll give you a call back. I have one last question for you.
Go ahead.
Did you get any offers when you listed it for 30,000, or 35, or 39?
Yeah, my last contract was for 37.
Okay, and so that's why you're increasing the prices.
I just increased it because I need to increase.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it. What's your name?
Sean.
Sean. Nice meeting you, Sean. Let me look at everything, and I can let you know what I can do.
All right. If there's anything under 40,000, don't even bother calling back.
All right, sounds good, Sean. Thank you. Sean ain't getting a call from me. He's not motivated to sell. So when I talk to a seller, again, like I've said before, there's 2 reasons why someone looks to sell a property. There's either pain with the property or pain with the house. The problem is he bought it with the pain already on the house, so he's not feeling that pain at all right now with himself. Kind of weird. He bought the house post fire damage, and he had no reasons why he wanted to fix it up. So he obviously bought this and tried to flip it. I can kind of look on the tax deed and see how much he bought it for. I'm assuming he bought it for 35 and he's trying to flip it for 40,000, maybe make a quick 10. That's a lot of risk for me because this property can be condemned. So I'm looking at this house right now. I would not buy this thing at 40. He might get offers for something, but like I'm just looking here. That rear looks really bad. If it needs 40 to go in its condition, it's going to be a lot. This thing's just overvalued. And the cool part about this is, like I've said before, like with the past seller, there either is pain with the property or pain with the seller. And if he keeps holding it and they threaten to demolish the house, the city, or the state, that it's going to be listed for 30. He's going to lose all of his money. So he's playing a very risky game. I like talking to people that actually own. This is a clearly investor. I don't like talking to investors, but I had to do a little conversation with it. And the funniest part about this is he's had this thing listed for what? Since April, right? So he's had this thing listed for 4 months and he hasn't sold it. There's just going to be more pain. I promise you that. There's going to be more pain on this. I mean, we'll just wait another 4 months. These type of houses during rainy season, they deteriorate in value. And I would be surprised if he sells it for over 40 because he's going to take a year to try to selling it. He probably doesn't make any money at 37, so that's why he's doing it. So, yeah, no big deal. That guy needs more time, and he's already listed it for 4 months, which is kind of sad. So we'll do this one. 30K Birmingham, 3-1, no pictures on this. So, and the guy doesn't live near it, so that's kind of weird too. But whatever, what are you going to do? So this has no pictures, so obviously I need more info, so I'm going to go call it. And we're going to see what we're going to do here. So 2745. All right. Let's get calling, ladies and gents. I'm going to check the audio on this mic real quick while I do this.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, this is Zach. Give me a call whenever you can. Thank you. So I just want to check the audio. This thing says it's a 75, the battery. So I do have these backup if I have to go over 2 hours. I'm trying the audio to be as good as possible. So let's get back on here and call the next property. All right, let's go back here. Let's keep calling. All righty. So Selma, Alabama. I'm gonna go to Alabama. I think it'd be pretty cool. What in the world is this? Commercial building. Potential uses: food prep, storage, convert to duplex with a wall down the center. Commercial. Large kitchen, so it can be a boys and girls club, child care center, by appraiser. This thing has a lot of stuff going on with it. This clearly should be a, okay. Huh. Okay, worth a call, right? I'm just interested on the cash flow when I do commercial real estate. So I've been doing a lot more commercial real estate lately just because there's a lot of money with it. But just FYI for everyone, it does get a little weird. So I'm going to have a call here and just try to see. Hello, hey, is this the owner of 1018 Union Street in Selma?
Yes, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Zach. I'm calling on my personal cell here. So is it okay if this call is recorded, just so I can have it on my business call line?
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Zach. What's your name? I don't think I caught it.
Alan.
Alan?
A-L-A-N.
Okay, nice to meet you, Alan. So I'm calling here. This seems.
A-L-A-N.
Oh, A-L-A-S, Alex.
No, ALES.
Oh, ALES. Okay, perfect. So I'm calling here, and this seems like a potential deal that I might look to buy. It's been listed for a little bit, so I'm just wondering if anything's changing from the pictures and the listings since you listed it.
Yes, several things have changed.
Okay, so what has changed on this?
Well, I went to Selma. I spent about a week completing the paint, the electrical, the lighting, cleaning it up. I passed the roof. That's the main thing. The other thing is that I realize it probably only has value as residential, and with somebody like working out of that as a residential building. And so I updated the marketing on it, and I think that's going to be night and day.
Okay. Is it zoned for commercial or is it for mixed use?
I think it is. Okay, so it's an unusual situation in that it's actually residential street.
Got it.
That street, Union Street, is actually a residential street, but the road that it connects to is kind of mixed use because right next to it is a church, and then there's like a big government building. I think it's mixed use, and the prior owner had gotten a permit to make it into a restaurant building, so they wouldn't have given him a permit if he could not have, put a commercial restaurant there. But it's actually a residential street, and the house across the street is a single-family home.
Okay. And when it was, I'm assuming it's past life, it was a commercial property. Was it? What? Do you know what it was renting out for?
I don't think it was ever rented out.
Oh, wow.
My understanding is that it was a boys' club. I met a gentleman named Ava Rett that goes to that church, and he said he went there as a child to the boys' club. So it had a big kitchen, and then it was a boys' club for a long time, and then it was a soup kitchen, and they had a commercial-sized kitchen and dining hall. And so, again, I think it was owned by a charity, and then the charity sold it to a guy named Smarts, who decided to make it into a restaurant, and he's the one that completely rebuilt it.
Oh, okay.
Inside and out.
Okay.
So it's got about $50,000 in improvement. You couldn't build a building like that for $200,000. 2,800 square feet.
Yeah. Okay. And if I was to convert this for residential, I'm assuming the best use case would just be turning it into a duplex, right?
Right. So the appraiser, I had an appraiser appraise it, and he is a genius. He actually flipped houses. And he said the best use for that would be to turn it into a duplex.
Okay.
Because there's kind of the front entry would be the left side, and then the side entry would be the right side duplex. I actually don't want to do that myself personally because that means I would have to put two kitchens in it. So I'm right now marketing it as just a single family home with like 3 or 4 bedrooms and either 2 or 3 baths.
Got it. Have you gotten any more action on that when you did that?
I'm sorry?
Did you get any more action when you listed it like that?
Well, you just called me. So
Okay.
You might have just called me because sometimes when you place an ad on Craigslist, you're at the top. Right? It's not really correctly marketed.
Got it.
Right? It's never been properly marketed. I'm no good at marketing this type of thing. Right? I'm completely incompetent.
Okay. Did you get an estimate of how much it would cost to convert that?
To do what?
To convert the unit into A duplex?
I don't.
Okay.
But I can tell it wouldn't cost much to put 2 walls up. For me, the cost, the main expense would be putting in a second kitchen. Because it's already set up where you could set up like existing bathrooms, you could split those, you could split the bedrooms. Framing up a wall to separate the two, I mean, that's like $1,000, right? So I'm no expert on that either. I don't know if you'd have to permit. I just don't know.
Okay. I'm just asking to see if you have any information on it. Obviously, I would probably have to go get an estimate on that. But I'm a cash flow person. That's sort of why I'm looking at this. It might be a good cash flow for me. I was just seeing if it's a duplex would work. Maybe if I keep it commercial, all this type of stuff. So, okay. So if I look here,
you anywhere near Selma?
No, this would be a virtual for me because I buy properties around the country. Either I'll rent them out, potentially I could flip them. I'm just looking for cheap real estate that could cash flow very well.
Yeah, I don't know. I live in San Diego, California, and these remote properties are just utterly a nightmare unless they're turnkey, right? So.
Yeah, I have partners though in Alabama that kind of manage and take care of it all. I'm kind of the money guy. I'm sort of the money guy sometimes. So that's the way I do it.
Yeah, you have to have somebody in the area.
You get it. You're in San Diego.
People were working on the hurricanes. So all the people in Selma were working on the Florida hurricanes and stuff. So I couldn't get any help for 6 months. And I finally found a guy that moved from Florida to Jones, and he was available.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't really have much more information than what I put in the ad. I think that the appraiser Lester is correct. I think the way to make money on it is to make it into a duplex and rent it, because then you have two flows of cash. But I think you would have to be there and do it. And I'm not there, and you're not there.
Well, I can do it virtually. It's really no problem. I have a mobile notary. I buy properties all over the country all the time. So, like, as you know, in San Diego, if you buy a house for $1 million and rent it out, it's just the ROI is nowhere near if I buy something cheaper and then rent it out like that. So that's obviously why I'm doing that. I mean, South Florida here, where I'm at, it's way too expensive. You probably know it even more than me. So that's why I'm calling on this. So this seems like something that potentially could work for me. So I'm just trying to sort of figure this out. So, I mean, if I bought this cash, I don't want to play any games. What would work for you? If I just bought this all cash, we use a mobile notary, we use a legit title company in Selma, so we know it's legit. What would work for you?
What do you mean by what would work for me? You know what would work for me. I haven't advertised what would work for me.
Okay, well, did you get any offers at $59,900?
Negative.
Negative. So it's been listed. Okay. So I mean, it's been listed for 5 months, and obviously it's not selling at that listing price. So if it's not selling for that, I probably would not want to.
I don't think it was at that price for 5 months. No, you're incorrect on that.
Okay.
I had it at $80,000.
Okay.
The original appraisal I had was $150, and the original appraisal was completely wrong. Yeah, so I had it at 80 for a long time, and then I think it's been at that price for a couple of months.
Okay, because I see March 8th, 2022.
I had it as a commercial building for that price.
Got it.
You can't sell a commercial building in that town.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. So I see a March 8th, 2022 listed for $59,000, and then it got relisted for $59,900 price increase on May 29th. So that's why I kind of assumed that. So my bad for assuming that.
I'm wrong. I don't remember. I remember reducing it more recently.
Yeah, just FYI, I'm looking on the Zillow here.
You're trying to beat me down on the price. I'm not going to lower the price. So just take a hike.
Okay. No worries. Have a great one. Yeah, that guy doesn't move it. The FYI, I'm sort of looking at this guy. I'm just going to go to the next one. If it hasn't sold in 5 months for that listing price, and you push it more and interest rates keep coming up, no big deal. So we're going to keep calling this one. All right, yeah, these things have been listed for 300 days. Some of these people are delusional. That's okay. It's the same dude. Let's see. No.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 423-827-8286 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Boom. Yeah, a lot of people are like, take a hike. My anger issues can. The honest truth is, I don't really care because I'm going to offer like 10 more houses. So like, the reason with these houses, like I don't get upset over it because obviously he hasn't had enough pain on the property. He's listed it for 260 plus days and he still hasn't felt the pain. Let him feel more. He thinks that switching it to only residential, because he listed it for residential and commercial, he thinks just making it residential only is going to skyrocket the price. It's going to make it worse. So obviously in 5 months, heck, coming on 6 months, it hasn't sold for $59,000, and he's not willing to budge on the price. He's going to have to probably wait another year before he has to sell. So that's why I keep going. Because these are never like a no deal. They just need more pain. The one thing you guys have to understand about wholesaling houses is it's all about timing. So that might be a deal. So if you think of a timeline, right? If you ever watch Loki on Marvel, like you think of the TVA, you think of the timeline, right? On one part of the timeline, something crazy is going to happen, and one time it's not. So if I go to, I'm just thinking of that TV show, if I go to Pompeii, right, now, I can chill out there and be fine. But if I was in Pompeii during the eruption, not going to be too good. If I was in Pompeii 1,000 years before that eruption, I'm going to be fine. Same thing with a wholesaling deal. If I call that lead in January, take a hike, you're terrible, whatever. But if I call in March and it's a fire damage, then the house goes on fire and they need to sell it there or something crazy, and I get a deal, it wasn't because it wasn't a deal or the property sucks or something. I'm just calling it on the wrong timeline. So how do we fix this, right? I call in January. I call in February. No deal, no deal. I call in March. Deal. You see the difference there? It's all a timeline. All these are basically deals in different timelines. When I market to sellers, when I do my cold calling lists and my SMS text blasts, you guys have to understand, I will text blast a high equity list 3 or 4 times a year. And I'll do a deal in December where I text blast it in January, no deal. March, no deal. June, no deal. Text in December, deal. The person got my postcard or my text 3 times that year. They said no. But on that 4th time, they said yes. Or on that 2nd time, they said yes, right? The thing is, it's all about timing. So I've been calling these older listings, and they don't want to sell now. But they're not budging on price, but they're having some issues with the property. What does that mean? That means on this timeline, so let's do a timeline like this. Let's use my finger, I don't know. Let's use my hand, all right? So this is the beginning of them wanting to sell, and this is the end of the deal. I've literally called them right here. I call this guy right here. He has to do all of this pain before he decides he needs to get rid of it for a good price. I just called him early. So guess what I'm going to do? If it's a really good deal, I'm going to call here. I'm going to call here. I'm going to call here. No big deal. So just FYI, I love people saying, Zach doesn't read the chats. Guys, I'm up on these chats like crazy, okay? How do you think I get rid of these gurus so fast? Okay? It's hilarious. So guys, just understand when someone says take a hike, think of the timeline. They said take a hike here. When I know they have to go all the way to here. And I've only done that because I know the experience. I've dealt with so many of these type of leads that it doesn't faze me. Like, I really don't care. Someone said the stream went frozen. Let me know if that's true. I think the stream's still working. So whatever. But let's get back calling. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, we're doing our one-on-ones tomorrow, just FYI. So let's keep going. Sorry, guys, all I've been doing is eating Mexican ice. That's all I've been doing for the past week here. Just kidding. No. All right. Two, 5, 6, 7, 1, 4, 2. I'm legit going to eat probably 4 pounds of tuna tonight. So I'm only scared of mercury poisoning at this point.
Hey, this is Jocelyn. I'm sorry I can't take your call. Leave me a message. I'll call you back. Thanks.
Hey, this is Zach. Please give me a call whenever you can. Thank you. All right. Well, people are saying the stream's good, so we'll keep going that. Let me do one check while I do this, but yeah, I had to rewatch some of that low-key because I'm trying to get my Kang knowledge up. K-A-N-G, the Marvel person, not the low-key, because I'm trying to get my... All right, yeah, it's working up, so perfect. So let's keep going. Let me answer some questions really quick about this, FYI. I'm just kidding. I'm not drinking any of the water. I literally have. I've just been drinking water all day. I don't drink alcohol or anything. So I'm drinking. Honestly, I've probably in the past 24 hours have probably had 5 Cokes, and I don't drink Coke ever. But the Mexican Coke here, whew, it's top tier. It's top tier. Okay, I would probably never drink Coke for the rest of the year. So I'm just drinking the Mexican Coke. It is so good. Oh my Lord. I got Ranchitos. I don't know how to say it the right way. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Yeah, I guess I got a little sugar rush, but yeah. All right, let's answer some questions. Let's see how I can help everyone out here. So let's talk. So Brian says, Zach, I quit my pizza delivery job and got 2 months max to get a deal. Any deal to pay my debts, my bills, else I'm going under. I can't ask for a better sink or swim situation. Well, Brian, FYI, I have never told anyone to quit their wholesaling, quit their job to get into wholesaling. I want to give a grounded reality to everyone watching this, okay? If you have a family, if you have to take care of parents and elderly grandparents, if you have kids, you have to put a roof over somebody's head. If somebody you love and care about and you're financially responsible for them, I don't recommend that you go up and quit your job. Now, that being said, a pizza delivery job, this isn't like you're leaving your corporate and you gave the middle finger and you can't go back. I'm saying this respectfully, Brian. There's probably another place you can have a pizza delivery job in your city. So I don't think it's that crazy of a difference, right? So I don't think it's the end of the world there. What I could tell you, though, is leaving a bigger job when you have people to take care of, I'm probably not a big fan of that. But with this, I'm not like adamantly against it, right? I had my bag boy job till I got my second deal. I had to make sure, okay? I had to make sure it was legitimate. Rick didn't quit his job until he knew he's legitimately getting deals. I always tell everybody, $100,000 is a magical number. If you have a really stable job, that's probably when you should quit. That's probably when you can start going full out in this business. And that's honestly 10 deals. Some people quit at their second or third deal, right? But I can tell you I love the whole go quit your job, hustle thing. I love that. That's not me. I take a lot of risks in my life. Quitting my job to do wholesaling was not a massive risk because I made probably 6-7 years salary in 2 deals. So like the risk wasn't there for me, right? Yeah, I'm not a risky, like the risk is when I'm doing the flips and stuff. And those are very good risks in my opinion. It's kind of like, gambling. I am the house. When I do a deal, I have an 80% chance of making over this crazy amount of money. And over time, it makes a lot of money. So Michael says this better than anyone. Follow-up game's got to be on point. So when I explain that little timeline of how it's going to be a deal, you just got to be at the right point of it. So you probably have to call every single point of that timeline. And then once it's going to hit, you're going to be fine. Same thing with fishing. I'm going to do another fishing example, right? If you are going out here at a fish spot, right, and there's no fish there, if you go like next day, there might be fish all over that. It's just the time of day, it's the tides, it's the way the wind's working, if it's El Nino or not, right? That spot is going to be good most of the time. But sometimes you go to that spot, nothing's there, right? You just got to follow up. It's all about follow-up. It's all about patience. These are virtues for success. What's up, HB? HB says, hey, I've been trying to get into real estate wholesaling. How do the payments work? Like if you buy the house, how do you pay them? Do you get them to sign a contract? I don't know what to do about it. No big deal. My biggest recommendation for you, bro, go to freewholesaling.com. It explains the entire wholesaling real estate for beginners. The cool part about that, there's no payments, nothing like that. Let me give you a quick overview really quick, and we're going to get back into things. But like a quick overview for you is the way it works is, hey, let's pop up a house here. Okay, let's pop up a house here for an example. And we can use this house as an example, okay? Obviously, I'm not buying this house or anything like that. But this house is listed for $140,000, right? Let's say I agree to buy this guy's house for $120,000, and I sell to a cash buyer for $125,000. Okay, so I'm willing to buy this thing for $125,000. I lock it up for $120,000. Let's use an example on this one, right? I'm not doing a deal on this one. This guy didn't answer his phone. But what I can tell you is I might have a conversation. Would you take $110,000? No, get out of town. And then he says, I'll take $135,000. Well, can we meet in the middle, $120,000? Shake hands. I'll probably send a contract to buy the house. Zach Ginn agrees to buy this house from, John Cena, right? And then basically I'll write up a piece of paper. I'm writing up a piece of paper. It's literally a piece of paper I printed. I have it for free at freewholesaling.com below. And I agree to buy it for $120,000. Now what I do from there is I'm using this example right here. The zip code is 35960. I'm going to go to probably in the Zillow and find the 4 rents for the 35960 area code and cold call all the cash buyers on there, which a lot of them are going to be rich landlords. So I'm just going to go to the 4 rents and call all these people and say, hey, I know you're looking to rent the property. Are you looking to buy any more rentals by chance? Because I'm a wholesaler. I'm looking to sell some deals. You might say, yes, I actually am. Well, I have a deal here, and then I'm going to pop up the address right there, right? And I'll be like, well, are you looking to buy it? Oh, I'd like to buy it. Well, I'm selling it for $125,000. I'll buy that for $120,000. I can rent it out for blah, 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 blah. It'd be a great deal for me. Okay, well, let me ask you some questions. Are you okay if I'm selling the property? Okay with wholesalers, using my title company, all this stuff, right? I'm just a quick synopsis. Like I'm gonna make this really, really simple. What I do is write up a piece of paper with them. I'm gonna bring them through the house and look at, I can buy this thing for $125,000. What I do is sign a piece of paper. It's called an assignment of contract. An assignment of contract. I'm basically selling that piece. Remember, we wrote a piece of paper to buy this guy's house. I'm selling that piece of paper. I'm not selling the house. I'm selling the piece of paper. And when I sell that piece of paper, I'm selling it to him for a $5,000 finder's fee. I sold it for $125,000. I locked up for $120,000. $125,000 minus $120,000 equals $5,000. So basically how it works is how the payments work is at closing day. Closing day, it's the day it's closing, right? He gives $125,000 to my title company, and he gives $125,000, wire it to the title company probably the day before the closing, right? $120,000 of the, so the title company has 125 grand. They're going to give 120,000 to the seller because what did we originally agree to the seller? Hey, I'm going to buy your house for 120,000. So title company gives 120,000 for them. They're happy. The seller's like, oh my God, I got my 120K back. HB resale, man of his word, great. There's 5,000 left over. That title company is going to give you a check to HB resale to Zach Ginn, right, for $5,000 for an assignment fee. Most likely a lawyer is going to sign that off. It's all legal. They're going to give you a check in virtual wholesaling, right? They'll mail you a check, get it wired. I'm in Mexico, so probably just get it wired in my bank account, and boom, it's sold, right? That's really cool here because honestly, and there's no other side hustle or anything like that you can do something like this. So that's how it works. You know, I think one point on the end of this comment I do want to address, and this is something I want to pop up, and I want everyone to understand this. How do I get them to sign a contract? The way I had these conversations, I want to change the way people think about wholesaling real estate because this is honestly, it drives me crazy when people say this, and this is definitely not the way to be doing business. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Do not come out here and act like you have to convince somebody to sell their house. You have to convince someone to sign a contract to sell their house. You are not in that business. That's sleazy, car salesman type thing. That's not the way I teach business. That's not the way I run my six-figure a month real estate wholesaling operation. I don't make millions of dollars by forcing people to sell. That's not good ethics to me. That's not good morals. It's legal. You can try to. It's just in my heart, it's not a good way to sell property. It's not a good way to wholesale houses. It's not a good way to run a business. And I run off of what I think is ethical and moral to myself. I don't need some realtor, schmiller type person to tell me what to do. I feel comfortable in my heart. If somebody wants to sell it, they'll sell it to me at that price. That type of mindset has helped me get way more deals than my competition and to help me crush it in my business. So if the seller wants to sell for a price, they'll accept it. You guys have seen on my streams, when I have a seller who wants to sell it, they agree to the price. I might lowball them. I might meet in the middle, negotiate it, and go from there. I never force somebody to. I might say things to try to let them know about the truth of the value. But really, overall, if somebody doesn't want to sell for that price, I'm not going to force them to. And I think that's something a lot of wholesalers have to understand, that we are not here to force people to sell contracts, to sell their property and sign a contract. It has to be a mutual benefit for everybody. If it doesn't work for them, I don't want to lock it up. Okay, I want it to help everybody else. Unfortunately, a lot of sellers are like crazy, ain't delusional, so it drives me crazy. Tyler, the stream ain't good. It's amazing. I appreciate that, Tyler. Awesome. Appreciate it, guys. So, Zach, do you organize a callback list on Excel or something? Yes. If I get a callback, I used to just answer myself and say, hey, I was calling a lot of people in Alabama about seeing if they're looking to sell their house. Are you looking to sell your property? Yes. And then boom, I'll just kind of get into it from there and then have that conversation. What's the address of the property? I had a lot going on with it. And that's basically it. So, yeah. Let's see some other questions. So just look up how to sell a Google Voice. Just see how to set up Google Voice. It's actually pretty easy. I have a free one too. But yeah, I kind of have some free ones on freewholesaling.com. Let's see. So this is a good question here. I'm in Canada. Is there a recommended service to use for international people setting up a company and getting started in the U.S.? Not sure to find out what the rules to follow as a Canadian. Do they legally and correctly do for taxes? I would talk to a title company. I would also talk to a lawyer if you can, and sort of see how it works in the United States. I am not too familiar with the entire laws for people outside with the tax situation because every country is different. The way Canadians do it versus the way that people in Mexico do it versus if you're in Panama or Sweden. Because some places you have to get taxed statewide. So if I wholesale a house in Alabama, I might have to pay taxes on that. Then I have to pay Swedish taxes on top of that. Each one's different, right? A lot of people, more or less, they can get their stuff wired to them from a title company will wire it internationally. And then from there, you got to figure out how the taxes work. Your first two deals should just be in your personal name. you're most likely probably have to pay some sort of tax for doing it in the country, in the United States, and then you might get taxed on top of that in whatever country you are. Every country is different, so I can't tell you what that is because I'm not a lawyer. But I know for a fact you can get pretty much anything wired and sent to you from anywhere. I got people sending me deals that they got their checks from Trinidad and Tobago, right? From Brazil all the way Nigeria. People in Nigeria getting their wires sent to them. Like, it's internet. Like, title companies can make it work. It's all legal because people, like in the United States, people from China, like I flip a lot of houses, and I have a lot of people in China because China's most likely going to have some real estate hiccup. What I've seen from articles and things like that and research, that a lot of Chinese nationals are buying houses in Florida, Texas, California, like very, very popular metro areas. And when they buy a house for $100,000, they sell it for $200,000. Guess who wants their money? Okay, it works all the time. So like, of course they gotta. If someone in China buys a house for 100 and sells it for 200 10 years later, title companies don't know how that works. So there's a lot of Chinese people buying like same thing in China, Sweden, Europe. There's rich Europeans that are buying houses in New York City, right? Like it's all over the world. So we are truly, with the internet age, a international community with real estate. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. Don't give up. I appreciate it. I love everyone networking in the comments. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, we gotta get rid. All right, we have some spammers, so let me get them out. All right, cool. Got a little spammers in the chat, so no big deal. All right, sorry, I just got a little spammer on here. Yeah, if you see someone trying to do like weird sites, they all get blocked. And if I block them, sometimes it goes crazy, but yeah. So let's answer some questions here really quick. Shaquila, what's up, Shaquila? Hey, Zach, on the 6th day of your free wholesaling challenge, but I'm having trouble getting the code violation list and the fire damage list. Any tips? So the biggest tip I can give to you right now is, if I don't know what state or county, if you can let me know, Shaquila, I would love to actually pull it for you right now and help you. So code enforcement, so there's in every real estate wholesaling market, there are 2 places to pull the code violations. There's code enforcement for the county, and there's code enforcement for the city. You got to do it. They're all different names. Some are called neighborhood services. So they're kind of all over the board. Let's see. What's up, Caleb? Awesome. Love Caleb. Love Ryan also. They are a power couple out of Michigan doing a ton of deals. They actually listened to some of my podcasts, some of my stuff, and they started taking action, and their life has changed, and they're crushing it. So shout out to them. Always love hearing about them and their stuff there. So yeah. So how do I sell a contract to a flipper? It's just called an assignment of contract, like I said before. Just go to freewholesaling.com. I kind of explain it. It's all free. So yeah. What's up? I love everyone networking. I appreciate it. Like, I love it. Baxter's like, anyone want to network, partner up on deals. I like it. Partnering up on deals is the correct way to say it. Co-wholesaling or JVing. It drives me curious when people use like slang from their guru. And then I don't watch these gurus, okay? So Jay, that's a good thing. So a lot of them are management companies. You have to sift through them. That's why you can search the phone number. Also, another big tip I give to you, Jay, is if you go on like Craigslist, Facebook, there's a lot less management companies that use that. That's probably going to be a better way. And there's also like local websites that post for sale by owners. Yeah. So this is a good question from Shannon. How does JVing work? So here's the link below to JV with me. So let me post that below for the comments. But you just go to www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me, and you can JV with me. Let me go here. Put the link down here, Flip with Rick. www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. Let's see if this works. All right, perfect. www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. Now, how JVs work, let me show you the way that it works for me and my company. So the way we do it, so www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. All you basically gotta do is submit a deal. And once we get the property under contract, you send the deal to us. And if you can't sell the deal, then my dispo team will go underwrite the deal. If it works, what we'll do is we'll give you an agreement, a JV agreement. We agree to split the deal 50-50 as 50-50 partners. What we basically do from there is now we're 50-50 on the deal. We'll go to the cash buyer. We'll do the walkthrough. We'll get it sold. We'll work with the title company, right? And then we'll get the deal sold, probably for an insanely high price compared to where most wholesalers can do. And then we split the deal. So if you locked up for 100 and you can sell it for 110, but you go with us, we sell it for 130, then we basically split that 30K halfway, and then you make 15, I make 15, and most wholesalers might only make 10. So that's what works for us. We have basically the ways of finding the cash buyers really well, because it's a dispo company, right? So yeah. Miguel's got a good question here. So there's two scripts more or less for cold calling. You guys should understand. So there is a script for government lists, right? These are code violations, fire damaged properties, water shutoffs. All these type of lists work really good for wholesaling real estate. But what you got to understand is the best script for it is just my simple two-step approach. It's kind of technically a three-step whammy if you really look at it, but it's not like for most of these cold calling, it's like, hey, are you the owner of the property and are you interested in selling it? That's it. Are you the owner of the property and are you interested in selling that property? And if they are the owner and they're looking to sell it, then we get into some more questions, right? There's some qualifying questions I do teach at freewholesaling.com. What are these questions? Hey, basically it's motivation, condition, time frame, price. Hey, why are you looking to sell the property? Can you tell me a little bit about the property, the condition of the property, the time frame? So when are they looking to sell the property? Is this within a month you're looking to sell, 6 months, 4 months, a week, right? And then what price are you looking to sell the property for? That's basically it, more or less. So yeah, let me get into this question. So everyone at freewholesaling.com knows how to do the right buying criterion formula. So let's kind of break down. So the 70% rule does not work. It has not worked 2 years ago. It has not worked now. And with inflation, it's 100% not working for a lot of things. So let me break down how the buying criteria works right now. So there is ARV minus repairs. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's what works. That's what I've seen for most wholesalers work. And that's the best way possible. So there's 4 basically multipliers you put on the ARV minus repairs to see it. So ARV minus repairs is what a property is actually market value. So if after repair, it's worth $100,000 and it needs $20,000 in repairs, that means right now it's worth $80,000. You put $20,000 into it. Now it's worth $100,000 because that is the after repair value. That is the real sale price. ARV minus repairs is always what it's at. That is always what the retail price is. The truth is, depending on the price of the real estate, the ARV, some cash buyers want to buy it at 30% off the market price, and some cash buyers will only want to buy it at 15% of the market price. The truth is, the higher the ARV of the house, the less of a discount a buyer is willing to have. So if I sell you a $1 million house, you'll probably be all over getting a 15% discount on that. That's really good because a 15% discount on $1 million, it's like 150 grand. But a 10% discount on a $100,000 house is 10 grand. So the truth is, when your ARV is below $120,000, most cash buyers want to buy it for 70% of ARV. So ARV minus repairs. So ARV minus repairs multiplied by 70% is going to be what it is worth. That is the buying formula. Now, if ARV is between 120 to 200, these are all moving numbers, roughly 80%. 200 to like 275, even 300 is going to be around 83%. And everything above 300,000 is going to be 85%. Now, once you get into 2, 3, 4, 5 million, obviously the percentages go up. More or less every 100K, you can probably put an extra percentage on that. Let me get some water real quick. It basically changes. So just understanding, guys, that the buying formula changes everywhere. For most wholesalers, that's going to be what works. Obviously, every market's different, but when the ARV is under 120, 70% rule still works. But the problem is the average home price is way over 120. So the 70% rule just doesn't work. And that's the biggest problem I see, because these gurus don't really wholesale. And honestly, if the gurus that do wholesale, actually I do know gurus who do wholesale real estate for real, and none of them use the 70% rule. It's the gurus that don't actually wholesale, or you're watching a video from like 4 or 5 years ago, obviously. So Scriptly, yes, or ScriptZ, yes, technically that is true. So hypothetically speaking, if I was to get a property under contract, would I be able to sell that contract to another wholesaler, would then sell it to their buyer? Yes. You know, it depends on who you're selling it to, right? So technically you're not selling it, that's a JV. So the JV is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of JVing with a bad wholesaler, like JV with me. The truth is, if that person doesn't have a good reputation or they don't have a bunch of cash buyers, I don't want to work with them. When you're doing a JV with somebody, they have to bring something to the table. And I feel like that's something a lot of wholesalers don't understand with their JVs. Every time someone JVs with somebody and it like falls off the wayside and doesn't work, it's because the JV partner they had was terrible. And a lot of people, like, they're seeing me make a ton of money with the JVing, but the problem is I have the systems, the VAs, the dispo team that are constantly pulling buyers everywhere that we can do it. If you just have a regular 18-year-old kid that has wholesaled one deal and he's trying to JV with you, why would you risk selling that entire deal to that person? You got to have somebody you trust. So yeah. So yes, it is ARV minus repairs with 70% only if it's under 120K. And then that's your MAO, that's the max allowable offer. Okay? Appreciate Miguel. Let's see. So Mr. Potato, cool name, Mr. Potato. How do I pull a code violation list on my county website? I can't find it anywhere. So all you got to do is go, it's not on the county website, it's on the code enforcement part of it. So Potato, if you give me the county you're in, I can actually pull it right now for you. So all you really got to do is, so if I live in Alachua County, Florida, which is Gainesville, all I'm going to do is go to the Alachua County Code Enforcement website and just pull there and see if there is a website to pull in there. Some states and counties have it. Some municipalities don't have it. So all you got to do is just see if it works. There's a city of Gainesville that has a code enforcement. Then there's the county of Alachua County. And then every little city in there might have their own thing in there. Some call them neighborhood services. They're all code enforcement to a point. So who enforces if someone doesn't cut their grass or something like that, right? That's all you got to ask, and then it pops up. Let's see if Potato is in Sacramento County, so that's pretty easy. So I'm just going to go to, I'm going to search on Google Sacramento County Code Enforcement. All right. So I'm just going here. All right, so we found it right here. So all I'm doing right here is I'm at the Sacramento County Code Enforcement website, all right? And basically all I'm gonna do is click right here, and I'm gonna go to Sacramento County Code Enforcement. And then right here's the number. So most likely it's not gonna have all the cases. I might have to search a case, and it might be only by the property, which most likely is gonna be the case here. No pun intended. So we might, let's see, might have to sign up for something here. Search applications. Are these just permits? Search EMS, planting and trees. Rental housing, EMS. So you might have to make a system here. All I honestly would do is I would probably call. So let's get the phone number here. Brochures, related links, fees, forms, locations, contact us. I'll just go to contact us. I'd either call or go in person and see how you can pull this list. You got to be nice to them, and yeah. Let's see. All right. So here's the phone number here, right? I would not do 311, but I would just do this phone number and just ask. And then they have, honestly, I would probably call the division chief right here and just see how you get that number. And that's honestly what I would do. So the website's right there. You just got to search it and then do the city you're in, and then it'll pop up there. So Devontae's asked this question: how do you deal with terms and interest when selling a subject to property? Does the attorney handle that yourself? You do terms yourself. Usually an attorney could write it up if that's what you're doing. But if I'm not going to get the whole subject to thing because it's not what today's video is about. Freewholesaling.com. I know it says free wholesaling, but I have my subject to course in there. It's for free. A little more advanced, but it is in the advanced topics portion, and then it breaks it down. So Dylan says, what do you say is the reason for requesting the list? I've had people say I've never heard of that list before. Pretty easy. So there's a couple things I do. I'm going to tell you what I did when I was 17 years old, Dylan, because Dylan looks like a younger fella. He doesn't look old. He doesn't look young, right? But he still looks like he could be in college. I would say I'm doing it for a school project, right? Code enforcements with zip codes. What school you're at? You're the school of Zach Ginn, the school of real estate investing, the school of hard knocks, right? That's the school you're in, okay? If that's what you want to know, that is more or less what the school is, technically. So technically speaking, that's what the school is. So I think it's kind of funny, but it is true. That is what the school is. So it's always my reason. If you're older, you might want to say, hey, I'm a tax-paying citizen. I'm just trying to do independent research. I've had people pull it and ask, oh, I'm a real estate wholesaler and I provide cash solutions to sell. You're not going to get that list. There's 0% chance you're going to get that list if you say that. School project, because you're at school right now learning at freewholesaling.com. It's a course. Or you're a private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. What does that mean? I'm doing independent research on code violations for high grass, structural damage, or mold and mildew on the property, or anything like that. That's what you got. That's what it is. Let's see here. Gentle Striker says, is it still worth investing in real estate with all that's happening in the economy? I mean, they're not making any more real estate, and I'm not a financial advisor, but what I can tell you is look at the price of real estate over the past 100 years, and you let me know if you buy it over time, it's going to go up. I can't tell you what to do. Timing the market in real estate is never going to be a thing if you're investing in it. But honestly, what I could tell you is, it's going to go up over time. But the question is, you can buy it at a really bad time. It's honestly up to you. I'm still buying real estate, but I can afford to if it goes down, right? I can cash flow it. I think real estate's definitely a safe thing if you don't get swindled by a crazy person. But if you're just smart about it, you know how to do comps and stuff like that, you're going to be fine. Let's see. Yeah, Justin, you got to call them and ask, because I just call code enforcement and ask them. Let's see. Imagine not subscribing to me. All right, that's a good question here. What do I do once I get the house under contract? So that's at freewholesaling.com. Once you get a property under contract, you do want to send that to the title company that you have, unless you're in an attorney state, but most of the time it's going to be a title company you're going to send that to, which at freewholesaling.com, might be a shocker. I teach you exactly how to find the right title company. You're going to send your EMB there. They're going to find a cash buyer, find someone who's qualified, ask the right questions at freewholesaling.com, and then boom, see if they're okay with buying the property, do an assignment of contract, and then you're Gucci. That's the goal, right? Then you sell the deal, make your profits, and then go from there. Let me close this door. Yeah, but overall in wholesaling real estate, it all comes down to helping sellers out, getting properties locked up, selling it to a cash buyer, and making a profit. That is always the goal. I'm just checking the battery on this mic. Looking like it's working. It's not even halfway off, which is, I thought it had an hour and a half runtime, but apparently it's going even longer now, which is fine. So I think over time it might get slower, but if the audio ever cuts out all of a sudden, just let me know and I can change it up. Then you figure out why the buyers don't want to buy at that price. Go back to the seller and explain to them, try to renegotiate if they don't agree. Couldn't even say it better myself. Ramel, Irwin, what is up, bro? Zach, during virtual wholesaling, do you think that I would be able to pull the list from the market I would be hitting, or do I have to be a resident of that state? That's a great question. You don't have to be a resident of that state. So you guys see me pull probate. Guys, I wholesale in so many states, and when I pull a cash buyer's list, when I pull a seller's list, I don't have to live there. You don't. If you have an internet connection, that's the point of virtual wholesaling, you can do it. Okay, I literally tried to pull the code violation. I can do it here from Mexico in Sacramento, right? It's fine. You can pull all these lists. They're all in public records, more or less. You got to call and ask. You do it from all over the country. So yeah, you're fine. That's a big myth I see in wholesaling real estate. You do not. So HP resale, that's a good question here. So at freewholesaling.com, I sound like a broken record, but it's true. This does all get answered there, but I'm going to answer it again here. What happens if you buy a house and you sign the contract, but then you can't sell it to a buyer? Are you screwed? This is a great question. So I didn't want to get too much into this because I don't want to, like get in the nitty gritty of this, because this is kind of a cold calling type Q&A at the end of this too. But we have I don't know how to say it the right way, but like, I'm not a lawyer, but it's a get out of jail free clause. It's called the inspection period. And this is how real estate contracts work. Basically, if I'm with so let me go over an example. I'm flipping a property right now, and I actually had a deal locked up so I bought the house and I sold it, right? And it's on the MLS right now. And I have this is every new buyer. Now, this is a big flip, so it's going to come to a new buyer who's going to pay the most for it. It's actually a reasonably good deal. The problem with this buyer is it's a new buyer. They're first-time home buyers, right? And this is how every new home buyer is. They're all skittish, right? So they go agree to buy the house. How every realtor basically does this, and realtors can back me up on this, they get out of anything that the seller wants to get out of. So what do I mean? If a seller sells it and they agree so a buyer for a regular this is how 95% of real estate transactions are. They write up a buyer agrees to buy it for $200,000, right? And we have a 7-day inspection period. That means on the 6th day, okay, if they say, you know what, honey, I don't like the crown molding on this, I don't want to buy it. That inspection period, basically for any reason from inspecting the property, they just get out of the deal. Hands free, all clean, good to go, right? You can do this, and that is standard in real estate. I can write a contract. I have inspection period for 14 days. I get out whenever I want in 14 days. Same thing with real estate wholesaling. I agree to buy this house. I have a 30-day inspection period. That means on the 29th day, I can get out of the deal. Hands-free, scotch-free. All I have to do is communicate, hopefully in a typed or written format. I can text the seller, leave a voicemail for a seller, leave an email, just something showing proof that I'm out of this deal and I have my inspection period and I'm still legally, I'm getting out of it. It's a get out of jail free clause, more or less, and you're good to go. It's like playing tag, if you've ever played as a kid, and you tag someone, you run, and then they come, they're about to touch you, and you say pause, and you just get out of the way. Same thing. So yeah, it's actually really cool. But that's technically the way you do it. I don't know how the way is, but it's called the inspection period. We break it all down at freewholesaling.com. Really, it's not something to be upset over. It's really simple. And people are like, oh, that's only what real estate wholesalers do. Guys, everybody around the entire real estate wholesaling industry, everything, all realtors, millions of realtors, they all get out of contracts during the inspection period. Why don't you do the same thing? And it's very standard. I get sellers asked all the time, why do you have an inspection period? That's not normal. Guys, ask a realtor. It is completely normal. It is completely normal in the real estate industry. Yeah. And to add on that, I like 30-day inspection periods. So I do leave them. Some realtors have 7 days, but like I leave 15, 30 days, right? Obviously, you need to get the house inspected if you're using a realtor and all that stuff. So yeah. So Justin says, any way to speed up a probate? I have a lead waiting in process to end. Can't sign purchase sale until it's over, right? That's actually wrong. There's a lot of states you can actually sign the purchase and sale agreement and expedite the probate process. Justin, there's a lot of tips and tricks. Some states are weird, right? I have some where I can lock up a purchase and sale and I pay for the probate. And then basically at the end, I can get it sold. There's a lot of ways around it. this is sort of a more advanced topic. But if you go to freewholesaling.com, my dad, Rick, he's like the probate expert. Justin, actually, what I want you to do, Justin, is I want confirmation in the bottom, okay? I want you to write this down. I want you to hop on the one-on-one call on Thursday, because Rick's going to be on with me on Thursday. And I want you to break down the entire deal, and Rick's going to tell you exactly what you can do. I want to know what state you're in too. And what we can do is give you a game plan on what to do. It's going to be on Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, maybe at 5 or 6 or 7. I got to get the exact time, but I want you to hop on and talk. Okay? Justin, I want to get confirmation. Okay? But yeah, I want you to hop on and we'll talk. And it'll help you out a lot there. All right, so that's probably the best way to do it. So what's up, Franklin? Franklin says, what's the difference between the purchase and sale agreement and the assignment of contract? Basically, the difference between that, pretty simple. The purchase and sale is agreeing to purchase and buy the property. The assignment of contract is me agreeing to buy the property for cash. That's basically it. I use Google Sheets for a lot of the organizations because it's kind of on the cloud, pretty easy for me. But yeah. Let's see. Bert, no, I don't have a limit on how many JVD deals I would do with somebody. If it's a deal, it's a deal. If it's not a deal, I'm not going to do it, okay? That's honestly how I do it. It's a good question from Colin. Colin says, what do you say to someone who says it isn't the time to get into wholesaling? The person is not a wholesaler, but a regular real estate agent. Colin, here's the truth. Everyone's going to say it's not the perfect time to do something. So there's 2 times that are good for doing anything, right? For most things. So investing in real estate, right? Let's use real estate wholesaling. There's 2 times in real estate wholesaling that are perfect. Number 1 was 10 years ago. That was probably the best time to get into wholesaling. And the second best time is right now. So I've been wholesaling for 10 years? No. Well, it's like, what's the best time to plant a tree, right? 10 years ago, but the second best time is now, right? Because you can't go back in time. So what I can tell you is if you're looking to get into wholesaling real estate, this is the best time. The real estate wholesaling industry is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to get harder and harder and harder for most beginner wholesalers. If you look at a long time process, like to get into wholesaling now is actually really easy, but it was actually easier 10 years ago and then 10 years before that. Wholesaling in 10 years is still going to be relatively pretty easy for the average person, but it's going to be probably 5–10% harder than it is now. So it's just going to get harder because there's no other side hustle you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month, basically as a teenager. I made $100K before I graduated high school in under a year, just wholesaling houses in my local market, right? There's no other side hustle that lets you do that with $0 out of pocket, right? And then word has gotten out the past 5 years. I've been doing the channel, so I've been helping a lot of people learn, right? It's just going to get worse because these people on TikTok, YouTube, their channel's growing like crazy. There's just going to be more and more people learning about it because more and more people are making money. But relatively, like, it's better than ever right now. And the thing is, wholesaling's really, so people use an excuse not to get into wholesaling because the market might change, it might go down, it might go up. The reason why wholesaling works versus being an agent versus anything. So let's use a real estate agent for an example versus a real estate wholesaler during a market shift or a cycle. So if real estate goes from the average house being 100K in the market to 90K, most real estate agents, they lose out. Most of them quit. Most of them jump off ship. Most of them don't make any money, and they basically fail, right? Really, as a real estate agent, how are you going to get leads, right? Cold call the for sale by owners, or you pay a ton of money for marketing or networking more. Like, it sucks. Okay, it absolutely sucks. Got to spend a ton of money. It's terrible. Wholesaling, how do you find deals? You can cold call for sale by owners, right? But you can also call government leads and go after all these leads because you're not beholden to the real estate board. You're pretty much good to go. And if you wholesale as an agent, but you're not doing it as an agent, you'll be fine, right? If you just disclose you're an agent. So the marketing is easier as a wholesaler. Also, I think one of the most important parts is when I'm wholesaling, I do the same amount of deals when markets go down, then they go up. Agents cannot say the same thing. So real estate goes from 100K to 90K. Okay, when it goes from 100K to 90K, I'm still going to lock up that deal. Okay, so I'm going to, maybe it goes from 100K to 90K to make, and usually I lock it up for 100, sell for 110. All I'm going to do is lock it up for 90 and sell it for 100, right? Or I'm going to lock it up for 80 and sell it for 90. I make the same amount of money. And the cool part, Colin, is we have data. Like my dad, when real estate crashed, the worst real estate crash ever, he made actually more money because he was making less per deal, but he was doing so many more deals. I don't know the article, but like this Google search term, sell my house fast cash, has gone up 2,500% in the past, I think, 4 months. So the amount of people actually want to sell their, the amount of wholesaling deals skyrockets. It like 20x's during a real estate crash. And you're going to make probably similar margins. So margins might go down 10%, but you're going to do probably 2x more deals. So if real estate is going to go down, you're going to make way more money. And I'm not talking about creative financing. You just in wholesaling in general, you're going to make more money. Real estate agents, they tend to lose a ton of money, especially really good real estate agents. But really bad agents lose everything. Wholesaling, same thing. But like the really good wholesalers actually make more money during a crash. Even the average wholesaler makes more during. A bad wholesaler and a bad agent is the same thing. They both have poor mindsets. They don't take action. They just kind of like the bare necessities and they kind of whimper out. But this is the best time to get in real estate wholesaling. And for me, wholesaling has gotten probably harder than it was 5 years from now to now. But I have the systems and the knowledge in place now that I make more money than ever. And I'm going to keep scaling it up. So that is the honest truth. You're going to make more money than ever in this. So, yeah. Yeah, Colin's an agent. I bet Colin knows that, though. But, yeah, you just got to look at it, right? Like in my local market, because of a shifting hunt. Yeah, Colin, like, I'll tell you my local market last crash went down 40, 50, 60%. The funniest thing about that is all the good wholesalers made more money during that when that crash happened, but all the agents just got destroyed. And it's just, honestly, it's a mindset thing, but also the amount of deals just skyrockets like crazy. So it's actually hilarious. But yeah, guys, if you're reluctant to get started wholesaling now, just try it, right? Let's see here. Let's see, I'm checking up some other comments here. Let's load it up. Hold up. Alrighty. Yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe. Make sure you go to freewholesaling.com to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. Let's see here. I think I had some other questions. I'm trying to pop it up here. I'm trying to get the internet. It's trying not to get too bad here. So I had one last question I had to get to here. So let's kind of pop it up here. Holy moly. We've got a lot of comments here. Whoa. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, freewholesaling.com. I should go live tomorrow. So it might not be at 5, it might be at 6 or 7. But I'll let you guys know in the morning tomorrow. So from JG, Best CRM. Best CRM is Podio. I teach exactly how to pull Podio absolutely for free at, guess where? Freewholesaling.com. I teach exactly how to use Podio, actually how to do it from start to finish, the entire real estate wholesaling process. Is at freewholesaling.com. But really, if you're looking to pull a list on Podio, if you're pulling a list and then you're pulling the qualified leads into a CRM, I would use Podio all day. It's free. You can automate it really well. And it's the best automation part there. So I appreciate the question, JG. But honestly, Podio is for free. It's hands down the best place right now. I use Podio, and people are like, oh, go use my $5,000 CRM. Now, you don't need to use a $5,000 CRM. I get that asked all the time. Podio is free. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. So, guys, go to freewholesaling.com. Literally, I would say, I'm saying this respectfully. I love all your questions, but like 90% of all the questions asked here actually are answered in freewholesaling.com. There are a good amount of modules. I do have a 30-day challenge in there where I break down the entire wholesaling process. Like if you want to get started right now in wholesaling real estate, like you want to get started, I have a 30-day wholesaling challenge in there. It's the last section. Basically, you watch that every single day for 30 days. It'll teach you wholesaling, but it'll also give you action plans and steps to do. And you're going to learn the entire wholesaling real estate process like forever. It's amazing. So guys, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you, I tell everyone on here, freewholesaling.com. It's the best way to learn wholesaling real estate. It's for free and good to go. Make sure you go to Wholesaling Houses for Real on Facebook. Join the Facebook group, and we'll talk to everyone. We'll do some one-on-ones tomorrow. I think I'm going to go live at like 7 o'clock tomorrow. So FY, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. I got a pretty big fishing trip tomorrow. So I'll probably get back at like 6. So probably 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, just so everyone has a heads up for it. But I appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe.